Hi and Assalamualaikum, my name is Hanan Hanina and welcome back to my channel. For today's reading aloud session, I am going to share another round of story from my favorite book, and we are going to look at life lesson number 14, written by Katie Piper. Anyone can learn to be confident. Okay, for most of my life, I was someone who envied other women's confidence. I've seen someone walk into a party and own the room, all statement, hair, and outlandish creative outfit, while I would be standing in a corner, wondering how I would end up here in the first place. I've watched girls stand on stage talking so articulately, so intelligently, that I found myself staring in awe, pulling apart their hand gestures and their body language, trying to work out what they were doing, what they had that I didn't have. How unfair it was that I wasn't like them. Then, one day, a couple of years ago, I realized that I could be like them too if I wanted. I could also walk into a room with my shoulders back and my chin high if I wanted to. I could stand on a stage and speak clearly without stumbling. I could pretend to be a confident person and confidence will come to me. Because confidence is not an exclusive club that you are born into. Confidence is just a state of mind. It's the behavioral equivalent of emperor's new clothes. Walk the walk, and everyone will hear you talking the talk. If you act like you belong, then everyone will think you do. In the same way that if you smile, you'll project happiness, and then you feel your mood lift at the same time. If you stand up straight and lean forward and make out like you're kind of person who knows what she's doing, then those around you will think you really do. For me, it took a little bit of practice, reminding myself, you can do this. But over time, it becomes more natural. So yes, confidence is a choice, but that does not mean it doesn't take work. In the same way that we go to the gym to develop our physical strength, and just as we complete daily sessions of mindfulness to boost our mental health, I've learned that feeling self-assured requires a certain form of daily practice too. Pushing myself to start conversation with people I previously assumed were too important to talk to me, forcing myself to share my thoughts rather than swallowing them down because I thought I wasn't qualified. I learned that reading helps me to feel like my opinions are valid, so that when I voice them, I can hear the conviction, the confidence in my own voice. In a way, confidence feels like a muscle to me. The more you work on it, the stronger it will become. And to continue the gym analogy, if you can build up your core, then it doesn't matter what the world throws at you, you will always have the inner metal to see you through. A lot of things have happened to me in my life, some of which, like the birth of my daughter and the success of my career, have built me up to be taller and prouder of myself than I ever could have imagined. And then they have been other things, like the weeks and months after I was attacked, which was threatened to break my spirit altogether. But I am endlessly grateful to my mom, Diane, for instilling a fundamental sense of confidence in me throughout my childhood. The reassuring knowledge that she was always there. The reassuring knowledge that she was always there, a quiet constant in the background, gave me the freedom to try new things and take bigger risks when I was growing up, and then carry those lessons forward as an adult. After all, what's the worst that can happen when your mom is always there to pick you up when you fall? Sometimes I think that my underlying conviction that things will work out okay is entirely down to her. You can't just tell people to be confident. It's like telling someone to keep their chin up and expecting them to suddenly feel euphoric. But you can be there for another person, consistently and unwaveringly, and you can see how that bolsters their self-worth. In my case, my mom's presence taught me to throw myself just into 100%, then work out on the fiddly details later. Judo, horse riding, brownies, I've tried everything. And trying new activities helped me confront my own weakness and realize that if you work hard enough at something, even if you've never done it before, your proficiency and confidence will naturally grow. It doesn't matter if it's public speaking or horse riding. Practice makes progress, and progress makes you feel really, really good. Every Saturday, when I was growing up, I would make my mom drive me to the nearest stable so that I could learn to jump and center the gallop around a field. I was completely fearless and I worked hard on improving. I would leap from a pony at the end of each session, desperate to tell my mom about how awesome I've been, listing everything amazing ton of things I've done in breathless stream of confidence and excitement. Sometimes I miss that feeling. As women, I think we are often ashamed to own the things we have worked hard to attain. This day, when I feel intimidated, I try to remember the confidence I had when I was 12 years old. My surgeon once told me to only worry about tomorrow when tomorrow arrived, because worrying is just a waste of time. I've always thought that it was good advice. He's a very wise man, my surgeon. But sometimes I still forget it. Last year, I agreed to take part in a live catwalk show. Those of us appearing were supposed to be wearing outfits that represented the happiest moment of our life. So I chose my wedding dress. But I had been running around in the weeks leading up to the event and had forgotten to try on it until the night before. As my husband tried and failed to do the zip, I found myself panicking. I was suddenly so self-conscious. I was suddenly so self-conscious. All these people were going to be looking at me, judging me for not fitting into a dress that was only 1 year old, and there wasn't time to fix it. It was only when I took the time to try and look at the bigger picture, remembering that the event was about happy memories, not perfectly toned bodies, that I managed to calm down. It's so easy to think everyone is staring at you and critiquing you in their heads. But in reality, people are busy worrying about themselves and don't pay much attention as you would think. When I wore the dress the next day, tied up with a piece of string, I felt amazing. My surgeon made a good point, but he forgot one thing. As well as not worrying about tomorrow, it's important not to focus on yesterday either. In my case, I don't want to think about my attack anymore. Most people know my story and I am not ashamed of it at all. But a lot of my confidence is directly tied to looking forward rather than back. And sometimes I wish people would let me move on from the part of my story. Of course, my sense of worth was reshaped by that time in my life. Learning to feel confidence again was often a matter of taking 10 steps forward and then 9 steps back. But whenever you look at the past, the things that knock your confidence the most always seems insurmountably huge at that time. And then, with patience and hard work, you can just put them in perspective and find your confidence again. Just think about when you were little, and biggest thing you had to deal with was a failing out without a friend. You would be best mates again by the next lunchtime. But you would still spend the hours in between crying into your school uniform sleeves because you thought your life was over. I get so many messages from young girls asking me for advice. All I ever want to say is, don't sweat the small stuff. Work hard and follow your instincts, and you'll be alright. That said, the small stuff is pretty important sometimes. There are lots of different kinds of confidence. They are the confidence that comes from working really hard for something, then seeing it come together. That's the slower built core confidence that I think originates from stability and support. And then there's momentary, fleeting confidence, which maybe comes from the way we look or the clothes we wear. Sure, that temporary boost of I look great today might not keep you in a job or sustain a happy balanced marriage, but it can make you feel amazing, and feeling amazing is really important. Find the little things that give you a confident boost and make time for them. In my case, that involved persuading my husband and give me a spray tan once a week. He's a painting and decorating qualification, so he's really good at it. And it involves reading too. A few years ago, I discovered that the more I learned, the more confident I feel. So I take time to read whenever I can, scribbling down quotes I like on post-it notes and sticking them on my bathroom mirror. My favorite one at the moment is anxiety is a waste of time. All it does is keep you very busy doing nothing at all. As someone who worries constantly, it struck the chord. And here's the secret. Once you learn that confidence is there for the taking, you start to realize that sometimes the people who seem the most self-assured probably are not. The people who wear the loudest clothes or have the boldest hairstyle might just be using fashion as a costume to help them out of their shell. The people who talk loudly and dominate conversation might just be doing so because they are nervous about not being respected enough. And the people who stand there quietly in the corner might just be the ones who end up feeling the most confident of all. First lesson we can learn from the story, in which confidence is being comfortable with your own skin. It is extremely crucial to feel great with the way you are and accepting yourself completely. Second, positive circle helps to boost your self-motivation. And be sure to surround yourself with positive people that motivate you at all times, because positivity and happiness is contagious. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I really hope you enjoyed the story, and remember to be confident because you worth yourself. If you love the video, you can share it with your friends and family members, and don't forget to give me some thumbs up. Okay, don't forget also to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos. Until next time, love, Nina.